welcome to your practice. Thank you for being here, guys. And we'll just start in your comfortable seat. And just letting your hands rest in your lap or on your thighs. And as you inhale, grow tall. And exhale, you can gently start to close your eyes. And we'll just take 3 or 4 breaths, just exactly as you are. Just feel yourself on your yoga mat in your yoga space. And taking an inhale. As you exhale, we'll bring the hands together at the heart. And then just stay like this for a moment. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, bow your chin. This is a way of affirming your commitment to your practice, to yourself, to your evolution. And on the next inhale, anchor the sit bones, lengthen through the crown of the head, and exhale this breath. And we'll open class and chant Om 3 times, but let's start with a nice big breath in. Pause there at the top, and then release this breath through your mouth. Nice big sigh. Good. Inhale. Bowing your chin, releasing your hands to your thighs, lift your chin and open your eyes. Okay, so we are going to start on your backs, but I'm offering, you can just go right on your back if you'd like. Otherwise, I'm going to take a downward dog for about 5 breaths, child's pose for 5 breaths, and then we'll come onto our backs. So let's see. Oh, she's so settled now. Okay. So just in this, if you're in downward dog, just anchoring evenly as best as you can through your hands and your feet. And just feeling the triangle shape of your body, lifting your hips, press the thighs back. And then extending from the shoulders in, out through the arms, into the heels of the hands, into the floor. Good. And whenever you're ready, friend, you'll just come down for child's pose and take 5 breaths there. And if it works for you to extend your arms nice and long, and just breathing fully into the sides of your waist and everything else. Okay, well, I think from here we'll just take cat-cow. So we'll come up to hands and knees. If you're on your back, you just put your feet on the floor and just rock your hips as if you're doing cat-cow. But if you're here with me, tuck your toes under. Then just moving through in a really nice, fluid way that you're just receiving this little spinal dance. The hips are moving, the shoulders are moving, the head is moving. The breath is being received and it's guiding the movement. Okay. So I am rocking a little bit front to back while I do this too. And always bring that in. Okay. So let's just do a few more at your own pace, moving with your breath. And then to settle from this, I'll just take another child's pose with the toes tucked under this time. And just take the hips to the heels. You know, put your hands anywhere you need to support yourself, and then melt your forehead down. And take one more breath. And before I come down, just come into sitting. If you're on your, in child's pose, just come up to sitting. I'm going to sit on the toes. You're welcome to sit however it works best for you. And we'll just take a few moments of just coming into the body. So if you're already lying down, you could just hug your knees into your chest if you like, or just stay settled. And take one more breath. Okay. And then we'll make our way onto our back. And I'm going to put a blanket for my head. We'll bring the strap in as well. And I think that should be good. So just the strap. Yeah. Okay. And then just coming to lie down in a comfortable way. And if you're just coming down now, then let's take a few moments to just be. Just feel your breath. Good. Okay. I'm going to take one more breath in this resting place. And then we'll take the arms up and over the head if that is good for you. Just make it your own. Bend your knees. Place your feet on the floor. Let's prepare for a windshield wiper. So heel toe your feet a little wider apart. Take a full inhale. And as you exhale, just let that guide this movement. And once you get to one side, if you just want to hang out for a couple breaths, then go ahead and create your own windshield wiper experience. And if you feel you just want to go straight side to side, then do that. We'll just be in this windshield wiper place of just rocking the knees and opening, through the back, the waist, anything that, you can tune into here. So good. Okay, let's just do a few more, whatever pace you're doing. And then we're going to come to rest in basic resting pose. So the knees come up, the feet maybe pigeon toe a little bit, and the feet are nice and wide. The knees come together, and we'll interlace the fingers behind the head. So you're just resting the back of your head in your open palms. And as long as that's not giving you any shoulder pain. And then just bringing your awareness deep into the sacrum area, your low back area, the back of your hips area. And when we rest here in basic resting pose, we're just offering a bit of opening to the low back area. And just being with your breath, maybe you feel it there or not. Good. We'll just take 2 more breaths. And after your second exhalation, you'll just lift your head, release your arms down by your sides. Then we'll separate the knees, heel toe the feet to hip distance apart. We're going to keep the left foot on the floor. Bring the right knee into your chest. And interlace your fingers there, just hug it in. And, just gently rocking this knee in and out. So you can even feel that little bit of cat-cow happening here. And if you can even, play with that a little bit. So as you hug the right knee in, the left foot maybe anchors a little bit to the floor. You feel your tailbone lift. Just be with whatever's happening. Let's do one more. And then we'll just bring this knee in nice and tight. Flex your right foot and soften, even as you hug this thigh in close to your belly, can you soften as if, that whole right side is just receiving this weight of the leg and is just becoming so heavy. And then if it feels okay to extend the left leg long, then go ahead and do that. You can let the left foot relax. Just bringing in a little bit of tension into the hip crease. And then breathing in to that whole space around where you might be feeling something. Good. Okay, we're going to release the right leg. We're going to let it come all the way out along the floor. Take the arms out over your head and Take 3 breaths. Good. Moving in this time if it feels necessary, or even just be heavy. Good. Okay, so stay in this length. Plant that left heel into the floor so you can lift the right leg up. And you might lift it all the way up. We're just going to bend it and put the foot on the floor. I'm just being a little dramatic in the lift. And then once the right foot hits the floor, anchor it down, lift the left leg. It might go all the way up. And then we bend the knee. Place the foot on the floor. Inhale as you are. And exhale, we'll bring the left knee into your chest. Change the interlace. And just keeping that right foot bent for a little bit. Start to find this rocking with the left leg. Just looking for that cat-cow a little bit. So you can feel your hips are tilting up and down. And that low back is getting also a little bit of movement. Good. Okay, let's just do 1 or 2 more. And then we'll just settle with this thigh into the chest. So you just draw it in, use a little bit of effort, drop the shoulders, flex your left foot. And then if everything feels nice, extend the right leg. Just breathe into whatever you're experiencing, softening all around as best you can. Ganeshmi. Good. Take 1 more breath. And then again, I'll just extend this leg, take the arms overhead, and take a nice big stretch. Good. Okay, so staying as you are, anchor the right heel into the floor so you can lift that left leg up, maybe all the way up, and then bend the knee, place the foot on the floor. And once the left foot hits the floor, we're just going to bring the right knee into the chest again. So you just take your hands up and over, grab hold of it. Good. And then let's cross this ankle over the knee. And your hands can now rest on your tummy if you like, or out to the sides. Good. Now just feel into your left foot. Does it need to walk out a little bit? Like, does it feel like it's planted nicely on the floor? Good. And then just feeling it's an ankle to knee cross. So the right foot is free. Flex the right foot a little bit. Doesn't need to be super aggressive. And on the inhale, start to bring this right knee in and across your chest. You can use your hands to do that, or just let the leg move. So you inhale, you bring it in. As you exhale, you press it out. And we'll just do this a few times. Moving with your breath. And as you do this action, if you feel your hips want to move, whatever they want to do, just let that all happen. This is just, it feels like it's just really about the hip. But if we let the hips move, both hips move as this action is happening, then we're opening the low back. We're just bringing in a little bit of mobility into the stiffest part of our spine, the lumbar spine. Good. Okay. And then let's just hang out with the knee, opening away for a moment. Good. And just stay here, melt your shoulders. And then bring that left thigh in for thread the needle. And you do have your strap if you need it, right? Otherwise, the hands go behind the left thigh or even on top of the left shin. Good. Okay. And then just take, I think we're going to hang out here for about 10 breaths. And the work is in feeling like what's happening. Have I gone too deep? Should I release a little bit? Can I breathe and soften into the places that are talking to me here? But also to be very compassionate with them. So we're not forcing these places to let go right away. We're making space. So, if you have grabbed your shin and it feels too tight, go to the thigh. And if it feels too tight as you wrap your hands around the thigh, you can set the foot back on the floor. Good. And then just exploring. You can rock a little bit to the left if that helps illuminate something. You might even deeply exhale for the last few moments we're here. Just letting go of whatever is being gripped. And I make it sound easy. It's not easy. It's bringing the awareness there and offering space. Okay, you can release, and we'll just set both feet on the floor. So you might go to basic resting pose to kind of hang out. You can stretch your legs out, whatever you like. We'll just take a few breaths in neutral to just really feel what's happened. The whole right side might feel a little bit heavier and more grounded, more open. And take one more breath. And then we'll just separate the knees, heel, toe, the feet. And we're going to keep the right foot on the floor and bring the left knee in. And then, I take a moment here, just feel my right foot is in too far to center. I'm just going to walk it out and then cross the left ankle over the right knee and take a few moments here just to be, without doing anything, just feel. Maybe you need a support under your head. You haven't placed it. Just tune into everything. And then once you feel ready, you add a little flexion into the left foot, and the inhale brings the knee in, and the exhale presses it out. And we'll just do this a few times, just really being in this motion with your breath. Okay? And as you continue this, just recall this idea of letting the hips move. You might even feel like the hips, maybe the action is coming from the hips. So as you draw the hips a little bit to the right, the knee opens away. And as you draw the hips to the left, the knee comes in and across. Just be playfully curious, whatever your experience is here. Good. We'll take one more moment. And then you'll bring it to your center. And we'll move to thread the needle. So right thigh comes in and the hands go back of the right thigh, over the right shin, or you can use your strap. Be open to that the two sides could be radically different. Okay, so you just start here just softening, receiving the messages that are being gently spoken to you. Softening into any place you can. Again, just bringing in this idea of creating space. This easy breathing. And I'm going to just gently rock a little bit over to the right just to find a little bit of, something more interesting that I can really let go into. Okay, so just a few more breaths here. And again, if it helps to deeply sigh and release, then bring that in. Good. Okay, and then we'll just release. Again, we're going to come to rest, however you want to do that. Just taking a few moments on your back. Good. Okay. So one more breath in and out. And then we'll just separate the knees. If you are like that, just bend your knees. We'll come back to feet on the floor, and the feet are going to be hip distance apart. We're just going to lift and lower the hips a few times. And I'll do that I'm going to have the arms over the head. But if it's better for you to keep them down by your sides, that's fine. Okay, so feel yourself here. Don't do anything. Just take a big inhale. Now as you exhale, anchor the mid-belly to the floor. Press, keep breathing, but press your upper arms to the floor, the back of your head to the floor. Good. And on your next inhale, anchor the feet, start to lift the hips. Maybe the arms come up and over your head. Maybe you hang out here for a breath or two, or you just come down, that's fine. Okay, so now I'm going to exhale, lower down, arms come back, hips down. I'll hang out on the floor for a breath in and out. And then set up and move in for the second round. Then push your feet down and away. Maybe things will come up a little higher. Good. And then I'm lowering. You are working at your own pace. I'm going to pause here. And then I'll come up for the third one. Whatever you're doing is fine. I'm going to lift my heels up off the floor as I press the balls of the feet down and away. And then exhale, come down. And this time, when you come down, if you're down already, it's fine. Just bring your knees into your chest and hug them in. Good. Okay. Just going to adjust my props a little bit. Good. Okay. I'm going to start to rock a little bit side to side in a way that feels nourishingly lovely. Good. Okay. So we're going to keep the right knee into the chest and you bring yourself to center and then take your left foot to the floor. Find your strap and we'll place the center of the strap over the balls of the feet. Okay, so I'm going to keep the left leg bent to start and just bring this leg up. Let's start actually with the knees in line with each other. So this might be a little bit more challenging, but see if you can line the knees up. And then find a little integrity in your foot so that, you know, maybe the toes pull back and you push the ball of the foot into the strap. And then finding, once you have that, I'm just going to pull on the strap and bring the foot into greater flexion. Okay, so here's, friend, where you are going to be the explorer. How can you, keep this leg where it is without taking extra tension into your face or your shoulders? Feel your hips on the floor, your sacrum, and balance it out. So if you have to walk the left foot out a little bit, do that. Okay, open up the back of this knee, the right knee a little bit. So you push out through the heel more. And then I'm just adding this, lifting the kneecap towards the quadricep, the front of the thigh, and just pulling that in. So I'm pressing out through the back of the leg and then pulling up through the front of the leg. Okay, but not so much that it gives you places where you're gripping. If that's too much, you can let that all go. Let's take one more breath. Now we'll bring the leg up to 90 degrees or as vertical as it's going to get. And we're just going to hang out here for a few breaths. I've just reached up higher on the strap. Again, I'm going to find this integrity in the foot, integrity in the leg, without hardening into this hip flexor. I'm going to keep that spacious as best as I can. So to keep it spacious, it's about pressing, the thigh back a little bit. Think of the back of your right thigh. Press it back. Foot in flexion and opening the back of the knee. So the front of the knee feels like it's almost being drawn towards the thigh. I gift you all of these words, but you only take the ones that make sense. Good. Okay. Take 5 more breaths. So feel free to soften any of that effort. Just be here. Nice, beautiful breathing, like you're just lying on the floor. Good. Okay, we'll bend the right knee so you can slip the strap off. Let's stretch the legs out along the floor. It's always kind of fun to feel. You can have your arms wherever you like, over your head, out to the sides, and just breathe into that. Just feel the difference in the right side, the right leg, the left leg. Good. Okay, stay exactly as you are. Just going to bring your heels to the floor, toes pointing up to the sky. We're going to plant the left heel and lift the right leg up. Maybe it goes all the way up and you just bend it and put it down. That looks so cool. Good. Okay, and then we'll bring the left knee into your chest just so you can put the strap over the ball of the foot. And okay, so once you have the leg stretched out, now we're going to drop it down so the inner knees are in alignment as best as you can. And then once you're here, you feel the right foot. Does it need to walk in and out? So you feel balanced on your sacrum. And then I add the integrity to the foot. So I'll start by pulling the toes towards my nose, push through the balls of the feet, and then I gently use the strap as if I'm guiding this foot into flexion, and the heel will extend more. Okay, now you find it in the leg. The leg has to take its own weight. You extend, you hug the muscles into the bone, if that makes sense. You smile like you're doing nothing. And you just breathe. Okay, if you know that you kind of buckle your foot, like the baby toe edge wants to curl out, and so find that evenness of your foot as if you're standing on it. Good. Okay, I'm adding the integrity in the knee. I'm opening the back of the knee, and then the front of the knee, I'm just drawing as if the kneecap is, I could just draw it up towards the quadricep. But even with all of that, there is a softening. So there's an effort and there's an ease. So you have to find the balance. Okay, and we'll just bring this leg up to 90 degree in whatever way works for you. Find that flexion in the foot. Just think about creating space in the front of the hip flexor as best as you can. You stay even on the back. You just feel all these little places that you can play into. You ground the right foot, something changes. So maybe that sends you off center. Just be playfully curious. Okay. Just final few breaths here. Keep adding whatever you need to. Find the strength and the length in your leg. And then we'll bend the left knee. Release the strap, set the foot on the floor, and then extend both legs out along the floor. Take your arms maybe over your head if that works. You can let your feet flop, or if you want to be strong and extend, that's fine too. Good. Yes. Okay. All right, I'm just going to set the strap. No, maybe we'll use the strap. Let's do one more. Okay, find the heels on the floor, the toes up to the sky. This time we'll plant the right heel and bend the left leg. Maybe you lift it straight up to the sky first and put it down. And then we'll bring the right knee into your chest. Just hug it in. For one moment, take your strap and put it back over the ball of the foot. This time as we hold the leg up, I'm going to take the left leg straight out along the floor. So if that works for you, great. So you're in this, maybe a 90 degree. Yes, add the flexion in the foot. And we'll put both ends of the strap into the right hand. The left hand can rest on the left thigh or out to the side. Okay, so pause here, find this length in your foot as if you're pushing out through the whole back of the leg, out through the heel. And then you're pulling down from the inner ankle along to the knee, the thigh. Okay, inhale. Now as we exhale, we'll take this leg out to the right, but see if you can let the leg do the guiding. So like even if you weren't holding your strap, you would still get there because it's all through the leg. And then wherever there is for you, that could be super, your leg can be high up. You want to try and keep the left hip down as best as you can. Okay, I'm just going to push this thigh back, just like when I have the leg up in 90 degrees and I'm pressing the thigh back. Press out through both heels, soft through the shoulders. Good. Really keep that leg so strong. One more breath. Good. And then we'll take the leg up and switch hands. Good. And as you exhale, we're going to take this leg all the way over to the left side. And you can let the left leg has to turn, friend. You have to let it turn. And then you'll bring this leg down. Maybe it's going to hit the floor. Maybe you're going to keep it just a little bit above the floor. Okay, and just find the integrity in your legs. If you move into twist, the right arm can open, you can turn your head. But I'm pressing out through both heels, and this hip is also pressing away. Good. Okay, let's take 2 more breaths. Smile. Even if you're not feeling very, I don't know, smiley. And then inhale, bring it up, come back onto your back. Let's just separate the strap into both hands. We'll just take a few breaths here in this straight right leg up to the ceiling, Supta Pada Gustasana pose. Sounds so fancy. Supta, lying on the ground. Pada is your foot. Gustasana is leg lifted. Okay, let's bring the left leg in. We'll put the left foot into the strap and then take the right leg out, and we can stretch it along the floor if that feels okay for you. Okay, find the integrity in your left foot. Let's take a few breaths here, just being in this extended Supta Pada Gustasana. Just going to add it into both feet, pressing out through the heels, pressing the thighs, the backs of the thighs to the floor, to the wall. Okay, this is a lot of work. I know that. Take your left hand, hold the strap, right hand to the thigh or out. Good, inhale. And as you exhale, to let the leg do the work, even if it just goes a little bit and that's your spot. See if you can find, without being too hungry to get that leg down, so you can rest in the pose. You might feel that it's really about the legs extending through the heels, through the backs of the legs, and drawing up through the fronts of the legs. Yeah, take 1 more breath. And through the strength of the leg and your inhale, we'll bring it up. You'll switch hands. And as you exhale, just let that left leg go over to the right. Let your right leg turn. Make this your own. So now you can see. So you might just let the leg flop to the floor if that's, where you need to be today. But otherwise, maybe you keep it lifted and you just find the integrity in your feet as if you're standing on them. You breathe and you smile and okay, but whatever you're doing, strength, softness, you're doing it. Good. And then inhale and come back onto your back. Good. Okay, I'm going to take both feet into the strap, and then I'm going to bend the knees as if I'm kind of in a chair, but the feet might be higher than the knees. So just a little bit of a bend, and the feet can come together, they can be apart. I'm just going to press the balls of the feet into the strap, and I'm using my arms to kind of pull it back. Now I'm going to press, let me say it this way. So I've got the feet pushing. Now I'm going to add a little arch in the back, and that's going to also take those thighs back a little bit, the thigh bones back. 1 more breath. And if it works for you here to straighten your legs up to the sky with both feet in the strap, go for that. Okay, and then start to press the thighs back even as you flex the feet. And you just find it. You can anchor your solar plexus, your midsection to the floor. So even if your knees are bent here, it's all good. Okay, 1 more breath. Nice. And then we'll just release I'm going to bring the knees into the chest. We'll just set the strap off to the side. I'm going to hug these knees in and out a few times. Smoothing with your breath. Good. Okay, and then just hugging them in. You can interlace your fingers on top of your knees. If you can go deeper, you can go ahead and find your place here in this tight knees into your chest. Child's pose on your back. Take 1 more breath. Good. Okay, and then I'll just release these knees. I'm just going to roll over to the right side. And we'll just pause here for a moment so we don't just rush up. And then whenever you're ready, friends, we'll just come up to sitting. And we're just going to take a few forward folds. Good. Okay, so you might want something to sit on. I'm just going to use this blanket. And you might even want your blocks. And I think I'm just going to bring mine in just for demoing. And, if that is helpful to you, you can do it too. Okay. So we're going to start with forward fold in cross-legged position. And we'll start with the right leg over the left. And I have kind of brought my feet out a little bit. They're cutting in. If you need to, put a blanket under, whatever you need to do that. And then once you're upright and cross-legged, just let your hands rest on the floor. Just take a few moments to just literally drop anchor. Just feel like you can just release your tailbone down. Good. Let's just take 1 or 2 more breaths. And then you'll slowly start to bring yourself into forward fold. So here's where you might want the blocks. You might just use the blocks to support your hands on any height. And you might even go on the forearms. You just come to a place where it's not so crunchy. And if you don't need blocks and you're fine to go down, then that's fine too. So just find your place here. And I'm just going to be here for enough time to settle. Okay, so as we stay here, and the work is just being with the breath and anything else that arises. It's the same idea. As things come up here, how can I make space? And just being with the breath and let you hit your full expression of the pose. Just taking 1 or 2 more breaths. And then you'll slowly come upright. And once you get up, you might keep your eyes closed. Hands can settle and just take a few moments. If you need to stretch your legs, you go ahead and do that. And then we'll just sneak this right leg behind the left so we can do the second side. Again, find your seat. So you take some time, feel with your feet, add what you need. And then just feeling you can drop anchor, the tailbone dropping. And then on your exhale, you just start to bring yourself in and be, mindful the 2 sides can be very different. So if you need to go higher on your blocks, then you do what you have to do. Be kind. Just explore the differences in the 2 sides. Fine. For me, it's a lot of times the comfort of the feet. Just taking your final few breaths here. And once again, just be slowly coming up with your inhale and resting in. Okay, our next pose will be Upavishta, and so the legs open. So if you need blankets underneath your knees or to even turn your thighs in, it might be nice and helpful. and then sitting on your prop or even just perching on it. And we'll just start with flexing the feet, like just finding this as best as you can. And without any effort, just offer the backs of the legs space to just gently melt to the floor, not pressing, just releasing. Good. Okay, so we're going to start with a little side bend here. If you need to bend your opposite leg in, you will. And you can also bring a block over. And we'll start with the right hand to the outside of the right leg. And we'll take the left arm up as you inhale. And as you exhale, you're just going to reach, whether you ever touch these toes or not, just as if you're reaching towards that space, even like so far above the right toes. Good. Just breathing. Okay, I'm going to stay exactly as you are. Once you come into the side bend, just stay there. See if you can soften into your hip flexors. And then we can take that left arm maybe behind the back. Key. So this one can go just behind the back. And just kind of stay where you are. Yeah, you got it. Good. So from here, we're just going to turn ourselves so you can release that left hand and just turn to face the right leg. If you need the other block, you'll bring it in. And you just turn and face your right leg. And before you really bow down, soften the left hip crease, the back of the left thigh. And let that kind of guide it. So as the left leg becomes a little heavier, you might just stay there. Or you might start to fold forward. You can use the blocks if you like. So without, feeling like the left hip is rolling in too much, or, just feel like that. That's where the forward fold is going to come from. Just keeping that left thigh down and slowly coming in. Okay, and then if you get to a place where you want to take the left hand across the right leg or to the outside of the right foot, then go for that. But again, not at the expense of the left thigh. Okay, let's take 2 more breaths. Nice big breath in and out. Okay, and then slowly, as you're ready, you'll come out and just be in the center again for a few moments. If you need to fold your legs in, you'll do that. But it's just be nice and soft. Good. Okay, if you use both blocks, you just move them over. You can move your legs a little bit, and then we'll start with the second side. So the left hand comes down, and the right arm, and it could be on a block, right? Could come up, and then just crescent over as if you're just reaching for that airspace above the left toes, or just pointing at them. It's all fine. Good. I'll take 1 more breath with the arm outstretched. And then we can just slip it behind the back just to take a little neck stretch here. Just drop in. Okay, just feeling already that right hip crease, right thigh. And then we'll slowly just release the right hand and just turn to face the left leg. Use your blocks or no blocks. But you take a moment just to feel this right thigh, right hip crease, can it melt? And without disturbing the right side so much, move yourself into this forward fold towards the left leg. Be attached to what maybe you did last week or this morning. Just let it be something new. Feel the right hip, right thigh is just guiding. We're only going to let you go where it's going to let you go. If you get to a place you want to take the right arm across, go ahead. Melting, releasing, not striving, not pushing. Just letting everything unfold as it is. Okay. And then as you're ready, friend, you'll just come back up and we'll just sit in center. We're going to do one last one. It's going to be a fold in the center. So if you prefer some other leg position, go ahead. That's totally fine. Otherwise, we do the same thing. I'll just pause here, let the tailbone drop, feel if I need to be sitting on something higher, whatever it is. Let the thighs melt. And then begin your forward fold, without attachment to anything. You bring your blocks in if you like. Just keeping the thighs dropping to the floor without pressing. And slowly slip in wherever your version is here. Be with your breath. Be with whatever's arising. Sometimes those places of the greatest constriction are the places of the most awakening. Melt your heart, your breath. Your legs even. If you need to let the feet flop, go ahead. Okay, so final few breaths here. Feel free to deepen your exhale if it helps you to melt. Good. Okay. And slowly, when you're ready, you'll come up and just bring the legs in, Baddha Konasana or cross-legged, whatever feels good, just to be in this center place for a few breaths. Good. Okay. So from here, we're at that place. It goes like this, right? I'm going to move into Shavasana. Your legs should be nice and open. So I am going to take legs up the wall for half of it, and then I'll slip into Shavasana. So if you'd like to do that, then you'll just hear me say, and we'll slip in. Otherwise, make yourself as comfortable as you like. And I'm going to bring my bolster in for legs up the wall as well. Yeah. So whatever feels good, just take time to create space where you're going to feel nurtured and nourished. This great gift of time to just simply be. Just as you're getting yourself settled, and once you come in, it's going to give you a few mantras, and we'll just repeat them to yourselves a few times or for as long as you like. And the first one is going to be, my breath is flowing freely. So once you come in and you get yourself settled, then you'll just start to just repeat that mantra to yourself until I ask you to stop, or you ask yourself to stop. My breath is flowing freely. My breath is flowing freely. And the next mantra is my mind is relaxed. My mind is relaxed. So the first one is my mind, my breath is flowing freely. My mind is relaxed. And the third one, if it doesn't feel right to you, you just leave it and go back to the other two. But the third one is I am at peace with the world as it is. I am at peace with the world as it is. And that can be a tough one, but see if you can repeat it to yourself a few times. I am at peace with the world as it is. I'll gift you the last one. I love myself just as I am. I love myself just as I am. If you're happy and legs up the wall, you can stay. If you'd like to bring yourself into lying flat on the floor and just making that shift now. Just staying in your stillness, just guiding your awareness back to your breath. My breath is flowing freely. My mind is calm and relaxed. I am content with how the world is right now. I love myself just as I am. If you're ready to come out, then you'll start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. But if you'd like to stay as you are for longer, then that's always a nice thing to do for yourself. Otherwise, you'll just gently continue your journey, and as you roll to your side, just take some time to be there for a few breaths. Whenever you're ready, we'll just meet and seated. Take your time. Okay, so once you get here, just taking a few moments to just feel what has shifted, what has opened. Bringing your hands together in front of your heart. Inhale, grow tall. And exhale this breath just as you are. We'll seal this practice with our May We Be Blessed mantra and one Om. Inhale. May we be blessed with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be healthy and may we be happy. We'll seal that with one Om. Inhale. Oh, sorry, exhale. Inhale. Start again. Inhale. Oh. Take a full breath in. Breathe into your hands. Pee. Catch your breath. Offer this to yourself. We'll offer it to each other and to all our puppies. Thank you, guys. Yes. Sleep well, friends, under this full moon. Sleep well. And see you guys maybe tomorrow. Love you all. Good night, everybody. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being here.